Hi everyone, Bernard here with the latest Citizen vlog, and it's a City present, isn't it? So we're looking forward to the game on the Thursday, the 2nd of July against a certain Liverpool, 8:15 p.m. at the Etihad. Yes, there was some doubt originally, wasn't it, whether it will be at the Etihad, but thankfully everyone's seen common sense. It'll be interesting to see if any Scousers turn up, won't it? It'll be nice to see what happens, but hey, you never know, they might behave themselves for a change. Please, if you're new to the old Citizen channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications, and make sure your notifications are set to public so we get to know when these little reviews are coming out. Right, yes, City versus Liverpool, there we go. The game perhaps better we're not there, isn't it? I mean, we would have took it, wouldn't we? But imagine being, I stand, what, 40, 50 feet away from the Scousers, so I imagine what a night that would have been. But I'm sure we would have given back as good as we got, and hopefully the team will shut them up anyway. Yeah, last season, 3rd of January 2019, we'd played 20 games by then. Liverpool were 7 points ahead when they visited the Etihad, didn't they? We were second, 47 points. Liverpool had 54 points. And of course, a win would have took them 10 points clear. And we'll talk about Mr. Klopp later. But obviously, he was more interested in not losing that game, I think. So he got what he deserved basically on the night, and a great win with Sergio Aguero and a certain Mr. Sane, who we'll also have a quick talk about later on. There scored the goals, and it put us 4 points behind. So we were there, weren't we? Early January, in with a great chance. This season, again, another trip to Anfield. Wasn't the greatest trip to Anfield, was it? Again. 10th of November 2019. We'd played 11 by that stage. Things weren't going quite to plan. City were a bit hit and miss, weren't they? Liverpool were quite dominant, weren't they? I think they'd drawn one and won the other 10, hadn't they? We were second on 25 points. So we're only 6 points behind Liverpool, 31 points. But again, on the basis of us getting a victory there, it put us 3 points behind. Or obviously Liverpool could go 9 points clear. So obviously we know we had a 3-1, lost it with Bernardo. Obviously got a bit of a consolation goal, but I think we were all thinking then, I think with a couple of the vlogs, we were sort of, all right, a lot of the season to go, and we've been worse than this before. But I think the sort of most people's attitude, who had a little bit of common sense and not a bit of, I'm a City fan, I think we'll win everything attitude, thought that was sort of bit of curtains then, wasn't it? I mean, obviously, in hindsight, it's a wonderful thing. But it was interesting. I mean, I can go back to the community. Don't forget, we played them 3 times. Twice already this time, haven't we? Because we played them in the Community Shield, don't forget. And if you think about that Community Shield game, that was a bit of an interesting one, wasn't it? Because we were quite comfortable up to half time. I think Liverpool sort of came into it the last 5 minutes before half time and gave us a bit of a fright, didn't they? And obviously the second half, I think they more or less battered us, I think, from memory. I think so. That sort of gives us an inclination of the season ahead, even though we did win on penalties. So yeah, that gives us an idea, didn't it? I think you might agree with that. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments anyway. Any of these, please comment on any of these things I say. That's just my opinion, for what it's worth. Previous games at home, interesting stats actually. We've played 83 times, won 30, drawn 23, and lost 30. So it'd be nice to get a win to get that one extra, won't it? 4 goals, 423 against 122. Biggest home win was back in 1935-36 with a nice 6-0 win. So that was 1935-36. But the most interesting one is the defeat in 1981-82. Our highest home defeat was a 5-0 defeat while Mr. Bond was in charge, 1981-82. And what made it more interesting was that previously on Boxing Day, City had gone to Anfield and won 3-1. So there you go. We'd actually beat Liverpool at Anfield the same season, where we were actually 7th in the league going into that game. And Liverpool were 11th, a lowly 11th. But amazing, isn't it? I mean, we beat Liverpool at Anfield on the Boxing Day. But by the time they came to City, City were actually 8th and Liverpool were first. They'd actually gone up the league and were on first place for a goal difference from Ipswich. So they'd had this tremendous run after losing to us, obviously. We were 10 points behind at that stage in the verge of this 5-0 defeat. And we had played 2 games more. So it was on the cards, wasn't it, perhaps? But it was ironic that we'd won at Anfield the same season, wasn't it? That sort of made me laugh. Yeah, so they visit is the champions, don't they? We're going to give them a guard of honour, aren't we? Yeah, that's the thing to do. I mean, we're talking the players, aren't we? I mean, they're not the great. I mean, all right, they sort of feed off the fans like a lot of players do. But you know, yes, if we'll talk about it on Twitterverse in a minute. But obviously, it's the right thing to do. Yeah, I mean, it's the players we're giving the guard of honour for, not particularly the fans. We have not great deal of respect for some of the fans. I'm not saying all of the fans. We don't have a great deal of respect, thinking back to the Champions League debacle with the coach. But there'll be more on that in Twitter in a minute. So yeah, we're going to do the guard of honour. We're going to man up and do it, and that's how it should be, which is fair enough. But I said there's a little bit of me that says shove it, you know. But only a very little bit piece of me wants to say that. Current form, yeah, I mean, they drew with Everton, didn't they, 0-0, and obviously a nice, comfortable win against Crystal Palace, 4-0, so they're scoring plenty of goals. Mr. Klopp, as I said, last year he came and he went for the draw. He has shown a lack of balls sometimes, pardon my French, when he's come to the Etihad with Liverpool. You know, he has sort of tried not to get beaten. I mean, what could they have lost really? I mean, they should have go for the juggler a bit more. So he is a bit tentative at times. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays now. He's won the league. It doesn't make any difference. Right, my team. I've just heard that I thought Fernandinho was out for one game with this band, but apparently because he's his second sending off of the season, he misses 2 games. My thanks to Manchester is Blue, I think. I've just listened to that on quite recently. I thought Ferner was playing, so he was in my team. But obviously I've had to rearrange it slightly now, and this is my team to face Liverpool. I think he'll go strong, hopefully. Ederson, Walker, Laporte. I'm going Garcia now at the back. Obviously, he was there. There's a couple of images in back in training, etc. So I'm hoping he's back. I mean, failing that, I think we'll have Mr. Otamendi, but that's we'll see how that pans out. Mendy, I think, will play. Rodri, KDB, David Silva, Gundogan, Mahrez, and Sterling. Yeah, no place for Phil Foden, I think. Although it'd be nice to see him in there. I'm not naive enough to think he's going to start the game with this one. Right, prediction time, along with my betting, I suppose. I mean, my prediction, now, I would say I'm going to go up 2-1 to City because I'm a City fan, but I'm not surprised if it'll be 2-1 to Liverpool, or I don't think it'll be a goal fest, but hopefully it will. Hopefully we'll beat them 6 or 7-0, but you know, I don't think so. I'll go 2. I'll be safe and say 2-1 to City, but I will not be surprised if it ends up 2-1 to Liverpool or something like that. But talk about the betting, please. I don't condone betting anyway, and please bet responsibly and don't ever bet more than you can afford, obviously. But a few little things on the betting I've looked at, some of the best prices on the betting. It may have interest, a couple of nice bets that I may be keen to go on. The betting is 11-10 for a City to win, so it's nice to get an odds against for City to win. 3-1 the draw and 12-5 on Liverpool. So it's not a bad bet, isn't it? On if you're confident of a City win. The first goal scorer, they've still got Aguero in at 7-2. Don't see the point. Why do they do it? I have no idea. Don't forget these are the best prices. They may change, may differ slightly from your own bookmaker if you don't have a wide range of bookmakers to choose from. You've got Jesus at 5-1, Salah at 6-1, Sterling at 6-1, Mane at 7-1, Mahrez 15-2, Sane 8-1. Well, that's gone by the by, hasn't it? Firmino 10-1, Origi 10-1. KDB 10-1. That's my bet, actually. KDB at 10-1. I mean, you would have got a good price at Newcastle as well on KDB. So, as our penalty taker now, there's plenty of options there. Also, just worth a little look. They've got Milner at 18-1. I mean, if he plays, I'm not sure how Liverpool are lining up these days, but you know, you got to think Milner. He'll play Milner if he's fit. Obviously, back at the Etihad, so 18-1's not a bad little price for Milner, I don't think, because he's their penalty taker as well, isn't he? So that's worth perhaps a look. And David Silva's at 13-1. So that's always, you know, he's due a goal, isn't he? He's due a goal in his last few games, so that's worth a look. Both teams to score, yes, 8-15. So yeah, that's my bet, 8-15. I can't. It's 17-10 for both teams not to score, which isn't a bad bet, is it? But you've got to think that both teams will score again, depending how Klopp plays the game. Because I'm fairly sure City should score a goal at least. So obviously, if Klopp comes a bit more positive, it will be all right. Some of the score odds, you got 15-2's 1-1. My 2-1 to City's 9-1, so that's not too bad. 1-0 to City's 11-1. 2-1 to Liverpool's 12-1. So again, not a bad price. If it sort of, as I said, it could be either way for me. That's not a bad price. 2-2 draw, 12-1. 1-0 to Liverpool, 15-1. 0-0 draw, 18-1. Possible, but I doubt it's doubtful. 3-1 to City, 16-1. And some half-time, full-time, just to finish off. City to win half-time and full-time, 5-2. Liverpool to win and half-time, full-time, 19-4. A draw and City to win, 5-1. A draw and a draw, 6-1. A draw and a loss for City, 15-2. A loss and a draw, 16-1. Interesting. My first thing is City to be winning at half time and drawing the game 16-1. I mean that sounds pretty good. Although I don't think of a draw, but that sounds a good bet. Liverpool to be winning at half time and City to win the game 25-1. But this is more interesting to me. City to be winning at half time and Liverpool to win the second half with a City collapse 30-1. That's not a bad little prize. I'm not saying I'll put money on that, but that's not a bad little price if you're quite up for that. So yeah, so that's Liverpool. So 2-1 for me. Let me know in the comments what you think we'll do about them, and say we'll just get through it, and say it could have been worse. It could have been worse. So it's one game where perhaps I want to be there, but I would have had to sort of be concentrating on the pitch rather than looking to me right hand side at the Liverpool fans most of the game if the intent of the crowd had been in. Right, quick look at Twitterverse before we have a look at just a quick word on Sane, which sort of comes in with Twitterverse really. At We Are MCFC, obviously they're talking of the dream partnership, aren't they, with Koulibaly and Laporta. Yeah, that's the rumour that Koulibaly could be on his way to City. A 29-year-old, a bit older than our normal guy, but obviously you get 4 or 5 good years out of him, won't you, from a centre-half, so that was interesting. At Red But Never Red, that's Red But Never Red. Fans, and this is quite interesting there, and it's you think he's getting at something, but he's not. Fans can be bitter, but as time passes on, you have to be a genuine football fan. Their fans have waited decades for this, where it may not be the last time. Welcome back, Barrow. So obviously he was talking about Barrow to the EFL. Obviously he thought he was talking about Liverpool, but after 48 years, Barrow are back into the English Football League. So there's a nice thing. I actually found a little thing when I was looking through my 1990s scrapbooks, a friendly game against Barrow. I think we won it 2-1, but it was nip and tuck, I think, at Barrow back in the 92, 93, I think it was. At Man City, obviously talking about the at Wavy Creations, one for the northern quarter of Manchester, the image that's on screen now, a fantastic image. So obviously at Man City have tweeted, I like it. So that's nice to see, isn't it? Great image that, isn't it? A fantastic image. At Thatcher's Elbow, why we worked up about the Guard of Honour, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I mean, so it is a bit mixed, but most people have that sort of attitude to it. But obviously there's a couple of comments about, well, you know, perhaps we should line up and throw bottles and bricks at the players as they run through, but you know, obviously there you go. The new City kit, yeah, no, I've seen it on a couple of normal fans. I'm not overly impressed. I don't think I'll be spending any hard-earned money on that one, to be honest with you. So that's a little talking point. I've noticed there, a little image on Facebook, I think. So I won't be buying that. At Sam Lee, Jaden Braff has joined the first team in training, so that's nice to see. Whether he's going to be let loose, who knows. At Conal_Fitz, and he obviously comments a little image there. No stone is left unturned in the hunt for the team bus attackers. Chief Constable of Merseyside actually comments on this. So is it Andy Cook? Is it Chief Constable of Merseyside? So interesting, isn't it? I wonder why there wasn't any great shakes on finding out who did it. But perhaps a picture gives us a clue. Perhaps we're being a bit wrong there, aren't we? Being a bit cruel, aren't we? But no. At De Bruyne Roll. And they sort of, this little thing, if you sort of pause and have a look through, it's Manchester City Twitter in a photo. So it's which one of you? I'm none of these, actually. If you have a look through it, just pause through it. I don't think, I'm a little bit of everyone in there. So that was at De Bruyne Roll. Just a bit of fun, just a bit of nothing, really. At Priceless_Silver. Foden is the only English player to score an assist in the Premier League, Champions League and FA Cup this season. That's an interesting start. I've not backed that up or confirmed it, but an interesting start. But I've not got the League Cup in there, has he, unfortunately? That would have been even better, wouldn't it? At Lee SZN, I say ZN then, I'm not American, am I? At Lee SZN. And he had the greatest Premier League of all time. And obviously this is from, was it Fox did a little thing and they've come up with it. And of course, yeah, of course we're number one. City 17-18, Liverpool are number 2. That's this year's team. And back up down in 5th is the 18-19 team as well. So there's a Centurion. So yeah, top 2 in the top 5. I think that's par for the course. A little talking point again through Facebook, and obviously it's been quoted on someone else talking about Jack Grealish joining City as a winger if Sane goes. Now he has gone. I just don't think he's good enough. I just think it's a step backwards at Grealish. I think he's a good Premier League player, but I think the levels we want to be a step backwards. I think if we take Grealish on, you know, he'd just be a squad player for me. He's not someone. I think we need someone a little bit more pacey. We've got Mahrez, who doesn't have the real pace. He has the trickery, doesn't he? And Grealish is exactly the same. Do we want another of that? Probably not. At Man City. Announced Pablo Marino on a 4-year deal. Obviously, I think he cost us 9 million plus a player, didn't he? So that'd be interesting. A few people have been quite positive about him. Obviously, there's a lot of positiveness about Marino, but early days, isn't it? As a young lad, we'll see what happens with him. Is he going to be loaned out or whatever? At Stuart Brennan MEM, yeah, he's sort of amongst others announced as Sane, and he's talking 49 million euros with 11 million possible add-ons for Leroy Sane. Yeah, his stats before we I'll just have a quick word to finish us off. At City_extra, some stats: appearances 135, goals 39, assists 45, Premier League titles 2, League Cup titles 2, Charity Shield or Community Shield titles 2, FA Cups 1, and 1 PFA Young Player of the Year. So that's Mr. Sane. Yeah, so there we go. My thoughts, I think I might have touched on in the past. I mean, these last few months at City when he was playing before he got injured, yeah, a contract was there. I think he's getting paid about triple what City had offered him, or certainly double or just over double. Sorry, not triple. And I think at the time City offered him a good contract because I don't think he'd been quite doing it, and he still had a lot of work to do. Yeah, he had an impact and he was doing it in bits and pieces, but you could see it wasn't right. Pep wasn't playing him all the time. His attitude stank, to be honest with you. He became I did start to call him the sulk, as in Mr. Nicholas Anelka did a thing on him recently, but yeah, another sulk. He just didn't look as though he could be interested, to be honest with you. People on Twitter and social media, most saying we've been done by Bayern Munich, and perhaps we have again, which we're not great at selling, are we? But yeah, it does hurt me that Bayern Munich have got him for this fee. There's a potential coming back from this injury. He's not going to be the same player anyway. There's a potential that he'll be as inconsistent for Bayern Munich as he was for us. Let's be honest about it. He did do some great things for us, but most of the time he made you tear. If you had hair, he'd make you tear your hair out. So there's no guarantees, is there, for Bayern Munich? But yeah, I mean, it's not the great value of money, but I mean, it's post-COVID, isn't it? I mean, we've had nothing to gauge it with. We've had no sort of great players moving that we could say, is that a fair fee? Is it not a fair fee, etc., etc. So we don't know if it's going to be potential 50 million quid into it, basically, after the add-ons, etc., appearances, stuff like that. So 50 million, he cost us 43 million, did he, when we signed him? So we got a few games out of him. He won us a few games, helped us lift titles, etc. But yeah, based on what we know with Sane, I think obviously the writing was on the wall once. He wasn't happy. He looks as though he wanted to go back to Germany. He certainly didn't make any noise about wanting to stay at City. He never gave the fans anything to hang on to, saying he wanted to stay. And yeah, the contract's there and he might consider it. So yeah, I mean, I won't say good riddance because he was a City player at the end of the day, but you have to think on them lines, because I just think he didn't want to be at us. If he doesn't want to be at the club, then fair enough. Did we get the right money for him? Possibly. Do we have him sat on the bench for 12 months and then obviously get nothing next year? It is, yes, we have failed to we were talking 120 million, I think, weren't we, a couple of years ago for Sane when it was first muted that Bayern Munich went after him, but that's how it is. Good luck to him anyway. All the best at his new place, obviously, unless they're playing us, etc. And I hope he does well, and I hope it all turns out for him. But he's got great potential. It's a shame, obviously, if Pep can't bring it out, you gotta worry about who can bring it out. But yeah, he's only young now. He's only young, isn't he? So let's see what happens. It's such a shame because I think, as Manchester's Blue commented, I think it's the first real player that I would have liked to have seen stay at City and actually left. I mean, we've been very good at holding on to our star players, if you like, but he didn't want to stay, did he? He didn't want to stay, so good luck to him, but good luck, but good riddance, because if you don't want to stay at my club, I'm not interested. I'm not really interested in you, and obviously I don't think I've followed him on Twitter, but if I did follow him, I would be very petty and unfollowing him now, so, but hey, we'll see. No, we'll see him, won't we? He'll be popping up in a few years, over the years, won't he? We'll see, and he may go on to great things, and fair enough. Anyway, that's that. That's Twitter first. And a quick sum up of Sane, and of course, the Liverpool game. 2-1. 2-1 I'm going for, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2-1 to Liverpool either, because depends how Klopp plays it. Depends how Klopp... It depends how the mindset is as well, isn't it? The players, I mean, it's interesting. It's psychological, isn't it? Our players, will they be up for it? Will Liverpool players be up for it as much as normal? We'll see, won't we? Anyway, thanks for watching. Please check out all my links, and please, if you can get onto Movie Game Nostalgia, my little website, that's fantastic for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 90s and 2000s, and some board games on there as well. Much appreciated. Thumbs up to you. You can leave me a thumbs up, please do so. And I will be back. Obviously, please check at the end of the vlog for what's coming soon on Citizen City Past and Citizen City Present. Obviously, I'll be back with a review of the Liverpool game on Friday the 4th. So Independence Day, Friday the 4th of July. And obviously, I'll be back on Saturday again on the 5th of July for another one of these, another preview. And we're looking at the game against Southampton, which has got a 7 PM kickoff on Sunday. So again, I'm up early for work, although we've now put our times back. Instead of starting at 3 in the morning, I'm starting at 4 in the morning now. So obviously this preparing to get us back on a 5 o'clock start, which is what it used to be. So we'll see. I'll get an extra hour in bed, and obviously the game finishes a bit earlier. So until then, whatever you're going to do, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. More importantly, let's all look after each other. And this is Bird until we meet again. Saying goodbye for now. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.